as you can see, the U might be back. Great talent, great speed on both sides of the ball. This Ja'Cory Harris kid looks like he's got some things going for him. He's got a great receiving core, pretty good backfield with Greg Cooper and Javaris James. A lot of people thinking Miami probably not going to be undefeated after the next 2 games. I mean, they can go into Blacksburg and beat Virginia Tech. There's no doubt about it. Then they got Oklahoma at home. If Sam Bradford's not back by then, I mean, there's a very good chance the Hurricanes could be 4-0 after the next 2 games, and possibly, I mean, this is just, I'm just throwing this out there. They could have an inside shot at the national championship if some teams trip up, because we know the ACC, not the strongest conference in the world, with Duke and Virginia and Wake Forest and NC State. So Miami, they have a shot. Just leave it at that. Georgia Tech, we saw the option attack once again. If you have a lot of speed, you can contain this team. Clemson did it in the second half, and then Miami was able to do it the entire game. I think that option attack was a one-hit wonder last year for Paul Johnson. Georgia Tech really needs to become a more balanced offense. Nesbitt needs to become a better passer. But that option attack offense might be in trouble for Georgia Tech in the future. Let's take a look at my picks for Week 3 in college football. I'm just going to go ahead and run them down here real quick. Couple games to keep an eye on tonight. Boise State at Fresno State. I still think the Broncos pull that one out, but it could be a good one there between the Bulldogs and the Broncos in the WAC. That will most certainly decide the WAC title. I mean, it's not a huge conference title game to think about, but I mean, Boise State, they should win, but it'll be a good game. Cal goes to Minnesota. I think Jabba Best in the rushing game is too much for the Gophers, but Minnesota, they'll stay in that game. They got a good quarterback in Adam Weber and a good receiver in Eric Decker. Ohio State, they play against Toledo, a neutral site game in Cleveland. Interesting contest to think about, because in 2002, Ohio State came off a Pac-10 opponent and played Cincinnati at a neutral site. There's a little bit of similarities there, so you never know. The Buckeyes, they got a good team this year. Maybe they have a little bit of a hangover from the USC game. Toledo, they can score some points. Aaron Opelt, fantastic quarterback. Steven Williams is a guy you got to keep an eye on at receiver for an All-American this season. East Carolina goes to North Carolina. That's a little in-state battle. Should be a fun one to watch. Nebraska goes to Virginia Tech. The Black Shirts, I don't think they're going to have enough to contain this home atmosphere of Virginia Tech. I think the Hokies scored just enough points to beat Nebraska in this one at home. I think Utah's winning streak is done with. I like the Ducks. Jeremiah Masoli, it seems like he's starting to put the pieces together finally at Outson, and I think they get the win at home in Eugene. And then a couple other games, Cincinnati and Oregon State, going to be a thriller. Going to be a lot of points, but I think Tony Pike and Marty Gilliard, just a little bit too much for Jacquizz Rodgers in Oregon State. That's going to be about a 3 to 7 point game. It's going to be very close at Reser Stadium. Florida State at BYU. This is another signature game for the Cougars. If they can beat up on the Seminoles, watch out. BYU could be in line for a BCS berth. And then 2 other games for you. Georgia goes to Arkansas. Joe Cox hasn't looked great for Uga and Mark Richt. Caleb King does come back for the Bulldogs, but I think Ryan Mallett and Pig Suey, I think they pull off the winner in this one. It won't be a shocker. It'll be a little bit of a mild upset, but it's still a big win for Arkansas and Bobby Petrino. And then my upset of the week. Folks, listen to me here when I talk about this. Washington will beat USC, and let me tell you why. Steve Sarkisian is the new coach of Washington. He came over from USC and Pete Carroll's staff. He knows this Trojan team. Matt Barkley, not playing. Aaron Korb comes in. It's his first start. Hostile atmosphere. You know, Husky Stadium is absolutely livid and crazy when they come to play at home. And then also, maybe a little bit of a hangover from the Buckeye game, winning in Columbus, and now they're going to have to play in a better upgrade from Terrell Pryor and Jake Locker, who's a better runner and a better passer, in my opinion. That's just what I'm saying. I think the Huskies win by a field goal, 27-24. It'll be a shocker. It'll be a big upset. I think USC always has this sort of stumbling block every year, and I think this is the perfect time to where it happens. If it doesn't happen, of course I understand it's USC, but still, I'm going to go out on a limb, and I'm going to take the Huskies in this one with the upset. So that's all I got. Everyone enjoy this week of College Pigskin. I'll be back next Friday to break down Ole Miss at South Carolina, which will be a great matchup in the SEC. So enjoy the Pigskin. See you guys next Friday. Kitchell 22-130 signing off.